Sarah, thank you for joining me today on Pop Culture Unplugged.
Hi, it's so nice to meet you.
You too.
Exactly.
Exciting times. Congratulations. Season two, Mistletoe Murders. How does it feel to be back on Fletcher Grove?
Oh my gosh, so amazing. It's my favorite job I've ever had. We have so much fun making the show. So I just am so excited for the audience to see it.
Right. Any pressure now juggling both acting and producing also with this?
No, I mean, I feel like I have a producer hat that is always with me and always has been, even as an actor. Just in terms of thinking more holistically about the entirety of the story, where I'm coming from, where I'm going to. So I don't, the great part about being a producer on this show is that most of my role entails just being in the conversations about the
Mm,
creative stuff. So like story, giving notes on the scripts, giving notes on the cuts when they're put together, and just doing whatever I can to bring even more juiciness to what's already on the page.
mm. What can the fans expect from the new season? With more mysteries, I assume, but are the stakes higher for Emily Lane also?
The stakes are much higher. A lot of people last season, the biggest questions they had, what they were really excited to explore more, was more backstory with Emily Lane.
Yeah.
We have so much more backstory playing out over the course of many years. So you saw in episodes 1 and 2 that we have teenage Emily, sweet little teenage Emily Lane, and that we discover what her name used to be. And then we just get to kind of go continue through the years with her in the coming flashbacks as well. And they were so much fun to play. They're really, really fun, especially my favorite are the ones that I get to play in episodes 5 and 6. And you see a
Mm.
very, very different side of Emily that is extremely informative. And then the other thing people really love is Emily and Sam, and what you get immediately right off the bat is higher stakes in their relationship. They fight, and even when they're fighting, it's spicy and there's so much tension because you know that there's still so much love and attraction there.
Yeah.
But they have this giant hurdle that they can't get past. So we really get to dive more fully into their journey this season.
Mm. So when you first took the role of Emily Lane, what drew you to her? What connected you with this character?
I really loved that she's so multifaceted that,
Mm,
even just in the first episode, she's a different person to this person than she is to this person. She's so singularly focused in righting the wrong and making sure and figuring out who did the thing, that she will shift gears with absolute ease into, okay, I know who you are and I know what you need right
mm,
now. I'm going to be this for you. Now I'm going to be this for you. Now I'm going to be this for you. And getting to play all of these different sides on top of the inner monologue, which is sometimes completely opposite of what her face is doing
mm.
on the screen, is such a fun kind of dichotomy that it's just an actor's dream to get to play someone that has so many different layers.
Mm. So, season one, introduced us to the world. We got a little festive, but at the same time, got a little dangerous. Also,
Oh
like
yeah.
how did you find the balance, between the Hallmark trademark and also, the darker mystery around
Yeah,
it?
I mean, I think Ken Kuperis, this is his brainchild, his show.
Yeah.
He's so brilliant at melding these two worlds. And both of these worlds are really beloved. Both the mystery genre and the Christmas genre are absolutely beloved. And I think what's interesting and what the reason why it works so well is that they're both kind of following a similar path, which is
Mm,
something's broken, something's messy, you take a whole journey, and at the end, you know that it's all going to be okay. You know the guy's going to get the girl, you know that bad guy's going to go down and good guys are going to win. And that's why people tune into Hallmark. The world is so we're in limbo all the time. Everything is so uncertain. So turning something on and being like, I know that at the end everything will be okay. There's like an exhale and like a salve for the soul that comes from both of these genres. And then he just
mm,
has done an incredible job of intertwining them.
yeah. When you're going through the scripts and you're reading, like, what do you enjoy most? The suspense or like the humor, or a little bit of both? What do you
I love
enjoy?
the humor. I like the anything with Sam and Emily. That's honestly like Ken is such a genius in all of the mystery stuff. I mean he dots every I, he crosses every T. There are no plot holes. You don't know who did it. It's very fun
Mm,
to not know who did it. But the part that makes my heart sing the most is the character, delicious character stuff that we get to explore specifically through this burgeoning love story and romance and friendship between Sam and Emily. So that's the stuff that I pay the most attention to when I'm reading the scripts.
And don't forget, he's got a daughter too.
And yeah, and the
This-
friendship between Violet and Emily, that
yeah.
that is also a very sweet friendship that has been developing over the last two seasons that I adore. Love watching. It's really fun to see Peter Mooney is so brilliant. Sierra Riley is also so brilliant. But when Peter is switching gears from like cop mode to dad mode to
Yeah.
now I'm Emily mode, they're very different gears. And sometimes in scenes with him when he's like pulling out cop mode, I'm like, oh, your voice doesn't usually go that deep. Like, I'm used to a bit more tenderness when you talk to
Mm,
me. Why did you just go cop?
right.
It's
Uh,
very, very fun to like see him also play all the different facets of Sam.
you mentioned Ken earlier. How's the collab and the process with him? Like when you bounce ideas off each other, also.
It's really his brainchild, right?
Yeah.
So he is really the engine behind all of he has a very clear and brilliant vision for each mystery, each murder mystery. And so he'll present it to me and then when I we'll have, conversations very early on because he
Yeah.
has ideas very early on. So we'll be talking about this stuff. And then when it comes to getting a copy of the script, that's when I'll get in there. And most of my notes, almost the entirety of my notes, have to do with the romance.
Mm,
I feel like I have a lot to offer in that particular piece of the story, and I love to like just make something a little more yummy or pull a heartstring a little more in this direction or whatever. Like those are the places where I feel like I really get to collaborate with him. And what's wonderful is that it's such a beautiful collaboration on the creative team. Like everybody really hears one another, and always best idea wins. So that's so fun too.
mm. A lot of people, I was doing some research around for the series too. A lot of people say that Under the Mistletoe, it feels like its own character. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, for sure. The first time I walked into onto the set,
Yeah.
I was blown away. People have asked me in a lot of interviews, like, you're not shooting during Christmas, so is there anything you need to do to kind of get into the holiday spirit in order to play the scenes? I'm like, all I have to do is walk into my shop, and
Right.
I'm immediately Christmasified. It's just so many beautiful details, adorable little figurines and like handmade and hand painted ornaments and then the music is playing and it just is so you're immediately in like yummy Christmas land.
This is why I can tell you're very excited about this project, that you love it.
It's my favorite job. I've been saying this in every interview. It's my favorite job I've ever had for so many reasons, but often you make a show and you have a really great time and then you
Hmm.
see it and you're like, it's okay.
Okay.
Or you have a great time and you see it and you're really proud of it, but the audience doesn't like it and it doesn't do well. This is like the trifecta. We have there's the set is so joyful. I laugh my way through 10 weeks of shooting every time we do a season. I have such deep, tender friendships with everybody on that crew and cast. Then we watch it and I'm so proud of it. I think it's such a good show. I truly like it's a show I would want to watch. I think there's like a heightened, elevated, beautiful, complex um piece to all of it I'm so proud of it. And then to have the audience like rabid for it,
Right.
it's very rare that all three of those things pop at the same time. So we just, it's my favorite job.
Mm. Does Ken have more ideas down the road? Has he said anything to you?
We're just waiting on a season pickup. We're just waiting. Yeah,
Mm,
we can't start those conversations until they give us the go ahead.
mm,
So, make as much noise as you can because
right.
everybody listens.
So for this season, like, so what do you hope the audience takes away with Emily's story, and everything else with it.
Um, I think the ultimate thing that I want people to take away from this story that gets kind of played out all the way through the season, and you'll see what I mean when you see the episodes, is how much strength there is in vulnerability. We do
Mm.
get to witness Emily begin to kind of crack open her heart again, and and it's a really beautiful thing to witness. And I think ultimately what we all should be doing with one another is asking for help and is allowing people in so that we don't have to do this whole thing alone, you know. So I want people to feel that that aspirational draw toward let yourself be vulnerable, let people in, let people help you, let people meet you where you are so that you can do this life together.
Last question. One word to describe this season or phrase to make it
Yeah,
easier.
uh tenderhearted. I know
Mm.
that's not a sexy idea, but you'll know what I mean when you see the whole season.
Amazing. Sarah, I want to thank you for giving me a few minutes today. This was great. Good luck with the series. Hopefully we'll see more seasons down the road too.
I hope so too. Thank you so much.